Friday, and as usual, we take a look at what's coming up this weekend in your world of sports. Senior reporter Thabiso Sithole joins us now for a conversation on what we can expect, and of course, something going on somewhere in Twickenham in England somewhere.
Small business of the Springboks. Nothing major, you know what happened. Look, it's a big Friday. It's a big weekend as usual for me. In particular, I mean, as you said, rightfully said so, the Springboks are out in the year-end tour, out to the Northern Hemisphere. They play England, and then they play, I think, France as well. So it's a pretty big one, in particular the season that the Springboks have had. Over the years, the year-end tours came back and we all had blushes, so to speak, because of the horrible losses. I mean, at one stage we lost to the likes of Italy. This time around, though, it looks promising, particularly if you look at the results from the Rugby Championship, where we had the beatings of New Zealand. We narrowly lost to them back here in Pretoria. So they are on the up, and as far as the Springboks are concerned. And I know Coach Rassie Erasmus, a couple of weeks ago, he mentioned that, you know, he might have to fire himself after a not so good start to the season because he is director of rugby and coach. But after all, the 2-1 victory at home in June against England and the progression of this team eventually beating the All Blacks out in Wellington, coming back losing by 2 points. They are on the up and looks fairly good. A couple of changes to the Springbok squad. I think only 5 changes to the team that will start this weekend. England are for the taking, if I can put it there. They are for the taking. There's an inexperienced team that should be walking on because of some injuries that Eddie Jones has had. So it's possible that the South Africans could have a good start to the season, open up the victory, and who knows, you know, come World Cup 2019 next year, tails are up, and we hopefully, you know, make a good showing for ourselves.
So what else can we expect? Look,
there's also the little minor issue of Telkom knockout this weekend. Ooh, all roads lead to Telkom knockout football. You know, but let's discuss something. What happened last weekend with the derby? We have not discussed the derby.
And explain. Elaborate.
Chiefs
what happened?
What happened? I don't know. Who lost?
It depends on your perspective.
Well, look at it this way. Chiefs are playing again this weekend. It's a bit of a, you know, I mean, I don't pick on Chiefs, but it becomes a bit easier, you know, Chiefs, because they are a big club. They're going down to the Moses Mabhida Stadium for their Telkom knockout match. And they're playing against, I think, is it Bidvest Wits? No, they're playing SuperSport United, apologies. So the issue, though, is that, remember a couple of months ago, Chiefs fans walked onto the field at Moses Mabhida. They stripped the, you know, our camera equipment. So they were banned for 3 matches, to play 2 matches behind closed doors. They've played 1. So this particular match, a lot of people are saying this match as well should be behind closed doors, but there seems to be, you know, they got themselves out of it. So fans will be at this particular stadium, back at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, where the PSL had initially said they're going to punish the people of KZN, in particular that Moses Mabhida Stadium, because of how they acted. So Chiefs are playing in, you know, full stadium capacity, hopefully this weekend. Other matches to look forward to. There's the little case of Sundowns up at Baroka FC, as well as Maritzburg United. They're playing at home. Amazulu are playing against Land of Pirates. You know, it's a tough one for me because I'm not quite sure which one to support. There were 3 teams that are playing this weekend. I'm not quite sure which ones I'll support, but, you know, it should be an interesting one. Telkom knockout competition, always fun to watch. Any cup competition, as you know, is great fun. So a couple of those matches, I don't know if I can ask our director to put the graphic up on air so you can just see, if you want to go out there and watch the match yourself, all the times. I think there's a match at 3, there's a match at 8, and there's a match at around 6 o'clock, if I'm supposed. But plenty of action as well as far as Telkom is concerned.
Unfortunately, that graphic is not there, but I'm sure the viewers did hear. And I know that we've been reporting on some tennis. What's been going on there?
Look, we do have tennis at Paris Masters. Unfortunately, Kevin Anderson, he played against Kai Nishikori overnight. That was his 3rd round match. It did not progress, but, you know, hats off to Kevin Anderson. The past couple of months have been great for him in tennis. In fact, the past 18 months or so, he's now up to the top 6 in the world of tennis, so I'm very chuffed for that. Unfortunately, did bow out yesterday against Kai Nishikori. Kai Nishikori is a tough sell. You know, it's not everyone who can, you know, most of the big guns do fall for him. But whilst we're down on the tennis, the approaches as well, they're playing this weekend. They're down in Australia, remember? So a couple of ODI series and a T20 that they're playing. It's, again, a good test for Otis Gibson. Again, there's another World Cup that these guys are looking forward to. The Proteas lost their warm-up match a couple of days ago, I think 2 or 3 days ago, against a Premier's 11, you know, invitational side, so to speak, losing there by 4 wickets. So one could say, you know, are they up for it? It was a warm-up, and I just read something a short while ago where Del Steyn was saying he's actually looking forward to his first real competitive cricket since he's been away for some time. So the likes of Rabada raring to go, Dale Steyn, Lungingiti, you know, the approach is a spoil for choice in as far as what to choose or how to choose and as far as this match is concerned. A quick look at those matches. Sunday the 4th, that's the first match. That match will be in Perth. There's one in Adelaide on Friday the 9th. That's an ODI match. And then if we carry on looking down, I think there's about a T20 game as well, but later on that match will be at the Carrera Oval on Saturday the 17th, but on Saturday, yeah, on the 11th it'll be at Hobart in Australia, so an ODI match is also plenty to look forward to as far as cricket is concerned.
Super, Thabiso, thanks very much for all that info on what we can expect this coming weekend. Well, we are going to go for a quick break and then we'll have some weather details thereafter.